New beginnings. The wind refused to whisper. There was not a single sound, except the gentle clatter as the leaves fell to the ground. They fell like rain around me, succumbing to the frost. Bitten by its icy teeth, their final grip was lost. I bent and took a golden leaf and held it in my hand, one of many thousands on the ground on which I stand. I looked up at the barren trees and shivered at their state. So vulnerable to winter's whip seemed such an awful fate. We, too, must face our trials, having shed all worldly care. Totally transparent and without the masks we wear. For if the leaves do not fall off, we'll break beneath the strain. And what is temporal glory next to all that we will gain? Around me were some withered leaves still fiercely holding on. They seemed determined they would stay, and so their grip was strong. But when I pulled a stubborn leaf, I saw a special sight. I could see the little clasp that used to hold it tight. On the tree branch at the place, right where the leaf had been, beneath the open stem base, a tiny bud is seen. In order for the bud to grow, the leaf must fall away. Even with the winter cold, the tree must, barren, stay. What I thought began in spring begins with winter's touch. For months the new beginning must be held in winter's clutch. But if it does not open when the cold won't seem to end, and if it bears the trials with no one to defend, if it can face the icy winds, the dark and wet and cold, that never cease to buffet, trying hard to break its hold, then it will see the springtime, and it need no longer hide. The whole unfolding of God's plan can burst from deep inside. Spring is when we see the end of each beginning's test. The time when hopes are realized, we've entered into rest. From the bud begins to grow a branch so fresh and young. New leaves come out, and we can see that new life has begun. From one obscure beginning, new promises unfold. It is a special process that is wondrous to behold. For underneath each tiny stem, not seen by naked eye, is the promise of a bud from whom the leaf must die. But for now the tender leaf is why we celebrate, a sign that joy will come again, despite the painful wait. The word that God has spoken may be dormant in your heart, but when the tests are over, the blossoming can start. Winter makes the life of spring so special and so dear. Everything is worth it when the reasons become clear. One day, when all is said and done, we'll look behind and see our walk with God is like the growth of seed to mighty tree.